Hey, Yaxer.
Hana Malakaya Husha Hamashiach. Hana Hamalaka Husha Hamashiach. Hana Malakaya Husha Hamashiach. 7-day arrest, yeah, I keep the Shabbat. Yeah, seeking out the wisdom, then you need the Ruach. All esteem to your Uwa, ay, I never could stop. Nah, yeah, and we living out the Torah though. Your Uwa gave the oracles, awakening historical. What? Baraka Ua Alam, Malakaya Husha Rumamua Kanu Amana. Hey, y'all the heathens is raging, and Yahuwah said Jacob would not be forsaken. Returning to Yahuwah is resegregation. The heathens say they cleaving, but they secretly hating. Let me go in on these boys, and there's no beard or hair on the chin of these boys. You won't get a grin or a stare from these boys. I don't wanna dare fall to the snare of these boys. Hey, I'm covered by the Lamb's blood, debts have been paid, and I'm studying out the scripture, Hebrew text on the page. Slay Goliath by the rock, all the power displayed. And that pale face, Jesus say he never can say. What? Hana Malakaya Husha Hamashiach. Hana Hamalaka Husha Hamashiach. Hana Malakaya Husha Hamashiach. Hana Hamalaka Husha Hamashiach.
Hey, Dexter.
Yeah. Lift your hands up higher one time. You know the devil is a liar 2 times. And you usher the Messiah 3 times. And you usher the Messiah 3 times. Lift your hands up higher one time. You know the devil is a liar 2 times. And you usher the Messiah 3 times. And you usher the Messiah 3 times. And you usher HaMashiach, he was raised in the ghetto. Yeah. And he came from the ghetto, not to rob was the slums. He was straight from the ghetto. Pharisees see the serpent of the father, the devil. Yahusha take the wheel, put the gas to the pedal. Yeah, didn't ask to be the vessel. The heathens act friendly, see the mask of these devils. And Yahusha take the wheel, put the gas to the pedal. Lift your hands up higher one time. You know the devil is a liar 2 times. And Yahusha the Messiah 3 times. And Yahusha the Messiah 3 times. Lift your hands up higher one time. You know the devil is a liar 2 times. And you usher the Messiah 3 times. And you usher the Messiah 3 times. And you usher HaMashiach, he was raised in the ghetto. Yeah. And he came from the ghetto, not to rob was the slums. He was straight from the ghetto. Pharisees see the serpent of the father, the devil. And you usher HaMashiach, he was raised in the ghetto. Yeah. And he came from the ghetto, not to rob was the slums. He was straight from the ghetto. Pharisees see the serpent of the father, the devil.
Hey, Dexter.
On the beat like that. The heathens is mad and it be like that. Whites always crying cause they weak like that. They feel the black man when I speak like that. Yeah. Shaggy unseasoned like ooh. Yeah. Expired sour cream like ooh. Yeah. Telling all my people that we better stop mixing. Children of Edom think they better off lynching. Caveman colonizer raped all women. How many black children are reported as missing? Pale-skinned demons always want to play the victim. Want to claim oppression benefit from the system. Deeds of their seed is laced with their venom. Recessive genes in them, I'm not talking about denim. On the beat like that. The heathens is mad and it be like that. Whites always crying cause they weak like that. They fear the black man when I speak like that. Yeah. Shaggy unseasoned like ooh. Yeah. Expired sour cream like ooh. Yeah. Black, stumping out white. They high off the meth or they snorting out white. Damn, hazy, known to get lice. Evils entice, sold at a price. Yeah. Judgment on the heathen like boom, 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 boom. Children of the devil like who? No. On the beat like that. The heathens is mad and it be like that. Whites always crying cause they weak like that. They fear the black man when I speak like that. Yeah. Shaggy unseasoned like ooh. Yeah. Expired sour cream like ooh. Yeah.
Step. Dexter on the beat like yeah. Let the beat ride like yeah. Dexter on the beat like step. Yeah. Let the beat ride like
Hey, Dexter.
Yo, I rest on the 7th day, it surely isn't Sunday. One path to Yahuwah and Yahusha is the one way. Narrow path, step and stay on track like a subway. Yahusha crack the sky with the Malakim someday. Dietary laws, ain't no eating swine flesh. Yahusha garment staining blood like the wine press. The heathens crying out, strong delusion, they the blindest. These heathens can't keep Jesus, not appease in the slightest. Feast days, moral laws, keeping the Shabbats. Don't follow the ways of Edom, by Yahusha's blood I'm bought. Jesus is a big Virgin Mary, don't need her. Yes, I spin the block on the devil with the heater. Covenant keeper, the Ruach is my teacher. Yahuwah the creator, worship him and not the creature. Christianity can't be any same old difference. You call on pagan names and you call yourself bishops. Heathens in these camps, Jacob giving up his birthright. Hugged up with these nations, white bodied like a termite. Reject the Messiah, yeah, your doctrine is Jewish. Scum of the earth, cause that doctrine is sewage. Yahusha in the Torah, you can't see it, you foolish. Committed to Yahuwah, it's a fact that I do this. You are my enemy if you an enemy of Torah. Destruction for the wicked, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah. Ain't no new ways, doctrine, no chakras, no auras. The Apocrypha, I read it, I explore it like Dora. I'm a strong black man with biblical values. Fulfill doesn't mean abolish, yeah, I'm quoting out Matthew. I'm not a patriot, I am fearing the lure. 24 and forever, my king is Yahusha. I don't care about America, she surely gon' fall. And the ops gon' hate you when the Kadashi you called. Yahusha 24, always and forever. To Yahuwah I surrender, my life has been better. Put no trust in no man, nor you are a curse. All esteem to Yahuwah, ayy, I put him first, yeah. Whoa, ayy. Yahusha 24, ayy. It's Yahusha 24, ayy. Yahusha 24, Yahusha 24, Yahusha 24. All esteem to Yahuwah in the highest. Baruch haba Basham, Yahuwah. Baruch atah, King Yahusha. Shabbat Shalom, family. All praises to the highest. It's Yexer back with another video. All praises, all praises, all praises. Shout out to everybody in the chat. To those who might be wondering, we are still doing a pre-recorded stream. It's uploading right now. I set it for 3 o'clock. So you have a little bit of time. It's at 66 right now, percent uploaded. Let me just show y'all some progress so y'all know that we're still doing the other one that I said I was going to do. Red or ruddy doesn't mean white. Right here, it's at 67%. Let me show y'all.
just so y'all can see we in progress. So it's uploading right now, and it'll be ready by 3 o'clock. You should get a notification around 2:45. I think I said it for, or 2:30. 2:30. You should get a notification around 2:30, and we're gonna be going live at 3. As a matter of fact, just so I can make sure you guys don't miss it, I'll put the link in the chat, and just be sure to hit the subscribe on it or hit the notify button so you'll be reminded just in case you forget. Okay, so I'll take care of that first before we get into this, and then we should be good to go. Barak Yahuwah, Shabbat Shalom, fam. I'm gonna give my shouts outs in a minute. Give me 1 sec, y'all. Let me just get the link here for you guys. Hey. Okay, so there's no link quite yet because it's still uploading. So we'll see. Maybe by the time we're done, we'll have a link and I can drop it in the chat. Okay. It's not gonna show up because it's not done uploading yet. All right. So, let me get my shouts outs real quick here, starting with the mods. All right, Yummy is in the building. Shabbat Shalom, sis. Adara Yahoo is here. Shabbat Shalom. Dark Kid, Shabbat Shalom, Ak. I think I saw Dennis in here. Where the big Ak at, man? Yehudi Blue, Shabbat Shalom, sister. Good to see you, Barak Yahuwah. Dennis, there he is. What's up, Ak? All praises. Let's see. I think that's all the mods for now. Yep. Okay. So let's see. We Leal, Shabbat Shalom, sister. Good to see you. Queen Raya, Shalom, Queen. Barak Yahuwah. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. All praises. Okay. So the regulars. Black to my roots. Shabbat Shalom. Renee Yahoo is here. Shabbat Shalom. Donovan, Shabbat Shalom, Ak. Let's see. I think I saw the Ak Mushan here earlier. I want to give a shout out to him and his wife. Where he at? FL Judah. Shabbat Shalom, Ak. All praises. Good to see you. Good to see you, Ak. Lady Warrior for Yahuwah is here. Shabbat Shalom, sis. Sunshine. Shabbat Shalom, sister. Rodney or Musha. Shabbat Shalom, Aki. Barak Yahuwah. Yaakov 144. Shabbat Shalom. Abiyahu. Shabbat Shalom, sis. Let's see. I think that's Evia. Salaki, if I got that wrong. Shabbat Shalom to you, sister. Good to see you. Let's see. I see other people shout other people out, so when I see a whole bunch of names, it helps me out. Okay, so LA Confident 889, Shabbat Shalom. Afro Dominican Negro, all praise to the Most High Yahuwah. Shabbat Shalom to you, Ak. All praises. So whenever y'all shout out other people, it helps me. So if I'm missing somebody, I can make sure to get them when y'all shout them out. So that's why it's good to show love to each other, because when you put other people's names, if I don't see them in the chat, it does help. So when our people shout out other people just in the comments, that does help me. So Barak Yahuwah, you know what I'm saying? When we social with each other, we can make sure we get everybody in case I'm scrolling and I don't see the name. So Barak Yahuwah. Lorraine says, loving this style of rap. Go, Yexer. Oh yeah, Barak Yahuwah, man. Adam Hasha is going to be the next record, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to have a lot of songs where, I mean, y'all know I'm bold, bro, but I think you're going to see a boldness you've never seen on this album. Lucifer's Children, which is the song I played, I think she's talking about, that's kind of evidence of the boldness that's coming out. But it's going to be a very fun album. Like, it's going to have a lot of dancey songs that's just fun to vibe to. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be fire, bro. Adam Hasha, the blood of the lamb. That's what it's called. Adam Hasha. Barak Yahuwah. All right, y'all. So let's get into this. If I missed you, my apologies. Love you, though. Thank you for showing up. Shabbat Shalom to you. Okay. So, family, we got to talk, man. I did not know about this. Popped up on my feed today. I was looking up something else, and let me say this, bro. When it comes to AI, a lot of people will dismiss certain things and be all like, oh, that's AI. That's not even legitimate. That's not even real. But see, that's exactly what they want you to think, right? So when real things start happening, people will just write it off as AI. And that's part of what Babal has done, or Babylon America, Babylon. Confusion. You don't know what's real from what's fake anymore. You hear something online, you see somebody say it on camera, and they probably didn't even say it. And I've warned about the deepfakes. I've warned about this AI and what it's going to come to. I showed you guys some examples of how they have this new app where you can take somebody's face and make it seem like they're stealing something on camera. Let me show you that real quick. I just want to show you the dangerous implications of AI before we get into this. To those who didn't see, let me just show you real quick. I got another video because I wanted to talk a little bit more about this, and we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of all this, but I just want to, this has a lot to do with AI. Yes, there are some things that AI is faking, but there's also some things that AI is trying to cover up as fake. So when people see supernatural occurrences captured, automatically people will dismiss it and say it's AI and it's not real. It's just like that black gooish creature, we talked about the black goo. We went deep into the black goo in the Melanin series, but I talked about how that is real. That thing is real. And a lot of these creatures that you're seeing or, hearing about, such as the black goo, that was shown in these music videos with the black goo. It was shown in Spider-Man with the symbiote or Venom. So a lot of these movies really are predictive programming. And so don't be surprised when you see things that were in movies being shown in real life. And whether it's real or not, you got to use discernment. But I just believe AI is just a cop-out so people will dismiss real things that are actually happening, real demonic beings that are being manifested, real abominations that are showing themselves, and people are going to automatically dismiss it. So check this out. I'm going to show you these first few videos of black people, kind of being targeted, and them using our likeness of people committing crimes, you know what I mean, to help feed the racism of the children of Lucifer. So I'm going to show you guys a few videos of that. See, this is what I'm talking about. I just don't believe in salvation for the children of Lucifer, or the children of Esau, because they have all this technology to do good in the world. And look what they're doing. They're using it to make us be the target and promote these stereotypes of our people so that the hate is maximized. All right. So let me just show you these few videos. Okay. These are AI videos, but this ad is being run on Instagram. It's being run on TikTok, and look who they are using it for. Now, these are not real. All right. But I want you to think about the dangerous implications of something like this. Take a look.
On a hidden camera stealing chicken from the supermarket. Just upload their photo, pick the effect, and boom. You fooled them. Try it free now and don't miss the trend. Chicken. They were caught on a hidden camera stealing chicken from the supermarket. Just upload their photo, pick the effect, and boom. You fooled them. Try it free now and don't miss the trend.
Okay, here's another one.
On a hidden camera stealing makeup from the supermarket? Just upload their photo, pick the effect, and boom. You fooled them. Try it free now and don't miss the trend.
Y'all see what's going on?
Camera stealing chicken from the supermarket. Just upload their photo, pick the effect, and boom. You fooled them. Try it free now and don't miss the trend.
Do y'all see what is going on here? Why black people? Why black people? That seems to me like they're trying to help substantiate NPCs. So you have these NPCs that are help feeding this agenda, and I talk about these. I always talk about these NPCs and these Cabbage Patch people, because they are the hosts of these Nephilim spirits, which are the evil spirits. And like I said, this is why you have to understand why there is such a ignorance when it comes to white people in general about a lot of things, and why they can just be moved to the left or to the right so easily. Black people, we was like, we ain't voting, we ain't participating, we ain't going out to the streets, we not doing that, right? Unfortunately, some of our people, because they're still influenced by these NPCs and these children of Lucifer, they just move wherever way they go. But for the most part, we was like, yo, we ain't got nothing to do with this. We ain't going on the streets. We ain't doing none of this, right? So the NPCs, which are these whites who come from these Cabbage Patch children, they are so easily moved to the left or to the right or wherever they want you to go because they have no soul. They have no direction. They just do what they're told because they are descendants of fallen bloodlines. And these white people, they're descendants of Nephilim, right? But then you have some who are not descendants of Nephilim, but were born from Cabbage Patch children who are these like very idiotic, you know what I'm saying, drones essentially. Okay? So these are the hosts. White people are the host of Nephilim spirits. And that's why their nature is so evil. Even with that white woman being shot in the face by this ICE officer, you have actual black people or actual white people on the right who are justifying that white woman being shot. So white on white crime. And the people on the right, they hate the white people on the left because if the white people on the left are like supporters of Somalians or black people or whatever, they stood with Black Lives Matter, there's a hatred between white people because they feel like if you support black people or you like black people or you appreciate black culture, which how can you not? We dominate it all, right? That you are a race traitor. Even if, you never been with a black person or whatever, you just support them or you just believe they should have rights. There's a hatred between white on white. So there's a lot of white on white civil war going on right now, which is hilarious. I'm like, y'all worried about us and y'all can't even agree on anything. And y'all trying to come at us? Stop it. So let me show you guys something here. First, I want to show you scripture. All right. Well, before we get to scripture, let me show you this real quick. Now, you guys might be wondering, what does the thumbnail have to do with what I'm about to show you? We'll get to it. Now, look at this right here. This is this frog creature. It's called the Loveland frog. Region or culture, United States and North America. Mythos, modern mythology, or so they say. Primary type or nature, monster and beast, mythical attributes, often described as a humanoid frog with leathery skin and webbed hands or feet. Role in mythos, primarily known for its eerie late-night appearances that terrify witnesses, often near bodies of water. Relation to humans. The Loveland frogman is generally considered elusive and has not been known to harm humans. Sightings usually induce fear and caution among those who encounter it. Okay. Now, real quickly, I'm going to show you this video here that just recently was seen. Now, some people, like I said, are going to dismiss it and say it's AI. But I'll let you be the judge of it. Take a look at this. This was seen in Mexico. What is that? What is this? What is this abomination, y'all? What is this? Let's look at another video.
Airbnb spotted a frogman creature in Cancun, Mexico. And I don't know what it is about that video, guys, but looking at that video, to be honest with you, I think it's real. That's what people are saying, not me. People are also saying that this whole AI thing came out because they knew that these things will start coming to this earth. So when we see it and when people catch footage of it, the first thing they're gonna think, it's AI. But I checked the comments on that video. And there's something about that video that makes me feel that that frogman creature that they spotted in Cancun, Mexico is not AI. Go look at the video, guys. Go look it up. Frogman creature spotted in Cancun, Mexico. I didn't even want to post it because it just looks bizarre. And it gives me reality vibes. This ain't nothing, guys. This is just icing on the cake. You haven't seen nothing yet. Get ready. 2026 is here. It's not a game out yet at all. Go look that video up, guys, and let me know what you think about this. And of course, entertainment purposes only. That was AI. Shut up! I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about that. Go check that video out. Let me know if you think it's real or fake. I'm out.
Okay. So, again, whether you think it's AI or whether you think it's real, the bottom line is you have to look at the greater agenda here. They are preparing you for something. Listen to me. Whether you think it's real or not doesn't matter. When real things and real supernatural things, like mentioned in the book of Revelation, start happening, are you going to sit there and say, but this is AI, this is not real? We got to stop that mindset, bro. We got to kill that mindset. I'm not telling you not to question things that look questionable. But what I'm telling you is we are in the last days, and even scripture tells you things are going to happen, supernatural things, such as the locust. When they start showing videos of that, you going to say it's AI? We gotta get out of that mindset, okay? We gotta get out of that mindset, because in truth, there's a lot of things that are about to start being seen because they're opening spiritual doorways and things like that. And I'm gonna show you guys some more examples of these different creatures that are starting to pop up everywhere. All right, and I just, it's like when people be so dismissive of it, automatically thinking as if AI is not meant to also distort real happenings and not meant to try to play off what Yahuwah is doing. That's why I'm saying be careful about saying things like, oh, that's not real, or oh, that's AI. Yahuwah is about to do some supernatural things. So I'm accepting. The only difference is you got to just know what's of him or what comes from him and what doesn't. Now that if it's real, I don't know. I mean, it seems to fit the description of what I just showed you in these in that description I gave you of this creature being humanoid and having very, very, snake-like reptilian type body. And I've talked about reptilians before, and I said how they're real. Now, let's just be real with ourselves, family. When it comes to something like this, I'm gonna mute it. When it comes to something like this, there's really only one way. There is really only one way to deal and prove. If you were there, there would be only one way to prove if this thing is real or not. So for me, if I wanted to prove that this thing was real, I would do one thing. Okay? This would be me right here. Move, y'all. I got it. Let's prove if it's real. Hand me that cinder block over there. I promise, I just want to say hi. I just want to say hi to the creature. I promise, I don't mean no harm on this abomination. Okay? I can prove whether this is real or not if I am there, family. I promise you. All right? So, when it comes to AI, we got it. Right. Y'all know what it is, bro. So the Most High showed me a long time ago in a prophetic vision. And like I said, I'm not a prophet, but I do see prophetic things. I've had prophetic dreams. The Most High showed me that they're going to use white Jesus to deceive the world. And they're going to start with signs and apparitions and things you see in the sky. Now, whenever I get a revelation from the Most High, I need to see it in scripture so I know it's from him. Because sometimes we think, oh, well, it has to be from him if we think we heard from him. But I know when the Most High reveals something, there's got to be scripture to back it up. So I looked throughout the first covenant, the renewed covenant. I didn't see anything about some signs in the sky in regards to apparitions. And then one of these days, I went to Baruch, second Baruch, and I saw something in there that confirmed this was from Yahuwah. Let me show you something real quick. Let's go to second Baruch 48, verse 34. And it says, and there will be many tidings and not a few rumors. And the works of the phantoms will be visible, and not a few promises will be told, and some idols and others affirmed. All right, so we see this right here. Now, let me show you this verse in the Sefer. I pulled it up in the Sefer as well, because I wanted to see what language they use in regards to what this actually is here. So give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. I pulled up the verse in the Sefer here. I took a screenshot so I could just show y'all what it says. Sometimes you got to look at multiple translations so you can confirm something. So let me pull that up real quick. Give me 1 sec. Bang. Bang. Okay. All right, so let me show you this verse in the Sefer in 2nd Baruch, verse 34. Let's look at that real quick. All right, so here, let me pull it up. All praises. All right, let's look at this. So this is in the Sefer, and it says, verse 34, and there shall be many rumors and tidings, not a few, and the doings of phantasmata. So you have phantasm in the other one I looked at, and the Sefer you have phantasmata shall be manifest, and promises not only few be recounted, some of them shall prove idle, and some of them shall be confirmed. And honor shall be turned into shame, and strength humiliated into contempt, and probity destroyed, and beauty shall become ugliness. So right here you have the word phantasmata. Well, I decided to go ahead and look up the definition of this word phantasmata, and let's see what it says. So phantasmata says ghost or apparition. Ghost or apparition. So the Most High confirmed to me they will use a Project Bluebeam scenario using AI, using frequencies, and also projecting images into the sky. So what does that have to do with the frogman? Whether you believe it's AR or not, doesn't change the fact that there will be great signs that will be faked when it comes to the return of Messiah. But if they waiting on a white man, they all gonna fall for it. So when the Bible talks about a strong delusion in the scriptures, we start to understand how it would look. Now, if this is real, if this thing is real right here, it's also an example of what took place in the pre-flood world. Now, Yahusha said that it would be as in the days of Noah. So that means that in the days of Noah, there was genetic tampering and genetic mixing. And look at those webbed hands and feet. All right? Let's look at that real quick. In the book of Enoch, it says that there was mixing. There was genetic tampering. Let's look at that real quick. All right? This is 1 Enoch, chapter 7, verse 5. And they, the giants, began to sin against birds, beasts, reptiles, and fish. And their flesh was devoured, the one by the other, and they drank blood. And then the earth brought an accusation against the oppressors. Now, when you look at the Ethiopic book of Enoch, which I'm reading right now, I just find it interesting that one of the things that these Nephilim brought up on humanity was oppression, and they are referred to as oppressors. Just find that to be so interesting. Now, when we're talking about genetic tampering, that is also mentioned in the book of Giants, where they took animal DNA and mixed it with other DNA. Let's look at that. As in the days of Noah. This is the book of Giants. They took this out too. This was originally in the scrolls. Let's read this real quick. Now it's very fragmentary because a lot of it was obviously reconstructed from what they had left. But listen to this. They knew the secrets, and sin was great in the earth, and they killed man, and then they begat giants. Everything that the earth produced, the great fish, the sky with all, the fruits of the earth and all kinds of grain of the trees, beasts and reptiles, all creeping things of the earth, they observed every harsh deed and utterance, male and female among humans. Then it says, the 200 angels chose animals on which to perform unnatural acts, including presumably humans. So these fallen angels, not only did they grape the daughters of Cain, but they also graped animals. And now it makes sense, because I was like, wait a minute. So in ancient Egypt, you have like dog head gods, and you look in like India and you see deities with elephant heads. We know that these were the deities of the pre-flood world. But I was like, how under the earth do you get a deity with an elephant head and all that? And now it makes sense. They not just corrupted the daughters of Cain and creating Nephilim, but they also corrupted the animals, creating these half man, half, animal creatures, hybrids that were, worshipped in these other religions. So let's read about that. So this is 1Q23 fragment 1 + 6. It says 200 donkeys, 200 asses, 200 rams of the flock, 200 goats. Is this where we get the Baphomet from? Is this where we get these goat-headed deities from? These donkey, ram-headed deities. Interesting. Let's keep reading. So, like for example, Moloch. Why is Moloch often represented with horns? Why do they worship a shaggy, hairy goat? Baphomet. Let's keep reading. 200 beasts of the field from every animal and every bird. For what? Miscegenation. Family, what is miscegenation? What is miscegenation? Who can tell me what miscegenation is? Real quick, family. No wrong answers here. All right, there's always a moment to learn. What is miscegenation, family? I'll pull up the definition while y'all let me know in the chat. What is miscegenation? Because it's important you understand what that is. Miscegenation. Who can tell me what it is? Nobody knows what it is? Combining. That would be the most, I would say, a very accurate version of the word. So miscegenation is blending of two races or two types of peoples. All right. So I would consider mixing with the fallen seed miscegenation. I would consider mixing with other nations miscegenation. It's a mixture of two races or two beings, so to speak. So let's look at the definition here. All right. So Webster's dictionary describes it as a mixture of races. Okay. Marriage, cohabitation, or sexual intercourse between a white person and a member of another race. Miscegenation. All right. And this was actually something that they used back during the Jim Crow era to ban interracial marriages, obviously. And the reason why they did that, listen, it's not because, they hate us. And I mean, that's part of it. Yeah. But remember, either way it goes, they fear genetic annihilation. All right. And I see some black men say, oh, we could speed that process up if we breed with them. No, you can't, because they're doing something with their people that you are whiting out your race. So even one generation is all it takes to wipe out the Negro in you, because there's something they're doing to these white people. It used to be like the third generation, but something is going on where you could have a baby with one of them and that child will be completely pale, completely white. Even if you are black and got two black parents, something is going on. So all these brothers out here talking about, well, we can speed up the process if we breed with them. No, bro, bad idea. Bad idea. It used to be that way, where if a person were to lay with one of these people, you would have a child that has some melanin in them. But there's something that they're doing that it's not like that no more, where you can white out the very first generation will be completely whited out. And because you're in a freaking interracial relationship, that child is going to marry outside their race. So I'm just saying something is definitely going on. But anywho, so miscegenation, when it comes to what is being described here, means mixing animals together. All right. That's why it says they begin to sin against birds and beasts, not just the fallen, but the Nephilim. So the fallen were doing it, and the descendants of the fallen were doing it. Let's look at some more of this. So it says 200 donkeys, 200 asses, 200 rams of the flock, 200 goats, 200 beasts of the field from every animal and every bird for miscegenation, demonic corruption. All right. The outcome of the demonic corruption was what? Violence, perversion, and a brood of monstrous beings. All right. They defiled. They begot giants and monsters. Okay, these monsters would be these hybrids, these half man, like the Minotaur, which is like half man, half goat. I talked about the satyr, which is like the goat man that has like the man's upper torso or the upper body of a man and the lower body of a goat. All right, and we saw that those satyrs, they actually could produce. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you look at these satyrs, they oftentimes are depicted with a you-know-what on, okay? I don't want to get graphic on Shabbat or nothing, but you know what I'm talking about. It's an appendage that every man has. These goats or these satyrs, these hybrids, are seen with that same appendage, meaning that they could have relations, and they could possibly produce seed, which would be a goat member of a goat. So man from the upper body and from the waist downward, goat. So that means they had a goat thing. All right, which is disgusting. But anyway, they begot giants and monsters. They begot, and behold, all the earth was corrupted with his blood by the hand of the giants, which did not suffice for them. And they were seeking to devour many, and the monsters attacked it. Flesh and all monsters they would arise lacking in true knowledge because the earth grew corrupt, mighty, and they were considering from the angels, and in the end it will perish and die. They caused great corruption in the earth, and it did not suffice. So it says the giants begin to trouble by a series of dreams and visions. And then it talks about these dreams. And I'm gonna stop here because that's one thing I'm going to get deeper into is the dreams that they were having. But these giants were having dreams of the flood that was going to come up on them for all the things that they were doing. So you have scriptural examples of miscegenation, which would create something like this creature that I just showed you guys. All right. There had to have been some side of corruption or miscegenation for something like this to be created. But Yahusha said it would be as in the days of Noah. So why would this not be a real thing? Whether you believe this is real or not, the question is, do you believe what Yahusha said? Let's go to that scripture. It shall be in the days of Noah. It shall be in the days of Noah. And one of them things, it was a lot of sins going on. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't just miscegenation and the blending of these different hybrids. But that was one of the things that we read about in Genesis 6. So let's go to Matthew. And we're going to read 24, 37 through 39. Matthew 24, 37 through 39. All right. Matthew 24. Let me jump over here. All right. Real quick. All right. So let's look at this real quick. All right. All right. So Matthew 24. And let's scroll down here to 37. So we'll start off at 36 for the context, speaking about the return of Ban Adam, the Son of Man. But of that day and hour knows no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Ban Adam. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. All right. So right here, it says that it would be as the days of Noah. All right. Where all these things were being done, including, you know, the eating and the drinking, the marrying and giving in marriage, but all the other sins that were taking place. All right. Including hybrids and hybridization. Okay. And if you guys are on my Patreon, you know I have done a deep dive a deep dive. I did a deep dive into chimeras, into hybrids, into human animal genetics and all of that. And even in the book of Jasher, it literally mentions this. It literally mentions that there was hybrids. Matter of fact, let's look at that real quick. I know some people don't believe in the book of Jubilees, but then you gotta, you know what I'm saying, or the book of Jasher, but then you gotta explain all these other hybrids that are mentioned in there as well, in these other books. So let's go to Jasher real quick here. The book of Jasher. So in the book of Jasher, it mentions two types of hybrids in the book. One of them was a strange creature that is described as having like kind of like a we're gonna read it right now, but all right, let me see here. So Jasher, I'm trying to remember what it is exactly because I gotta look it up here. I don't know the exact verse. Strange animals. Okay, so we're gonna read about the animals first, which are these hybrids, because there's two examples of these hybrids mentioned in the scriptures. But let's go to Jasher 4 first, because it talks about the mixing of these hybrids. So Jasher 4, let's jump over here first. We'll start with that one first, and then we'll go to the other ones. I want to show y'all that this stuff is backed up. All right, so the first place is Jasher chapter 4, verse 18. So let's go there first. Jasher 4, verse 18. And their judges and rulers went unto the daughters of men, this is the angels, and took wives by force. By force. That means graped them. Graped them. By force? Yeah, that's force. That's grape. These fallen angels, and that's what you have to understand. And there's a certain group of people on this earth that did that to our people and still do that to our people with their nasty Nephilim seed. Just keep that in mind. From their husbands, according to their choice, and the sons of men in those days took from the cattle of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and taught the mixture of animals of one species with the other. Miscegenation. Is this not miscegenation, family? As we just read in the book of Giants, this is what I'm saying. If you disagree with these scriptures, why do they all connect? Even the KJV in the Tanakh, or the so-called Old Testament, mentions hybrids, satyrs, half man, half goat creatures. And if you look at it in the Septuagint, it actually mentions them as centaurs. When you break down the word in the Greek, it mentions them as centaurs. We can look at that too. It's not a problem. Miscegenation. In order to what? Provoke Yahuwah. Yahuwah hates mixing. These fallen angels taught mixing with other animals, with other people groups, to provoke Yahuwah. He hates mixing. He hates it. All of our people saying, but if they serve Yahuwah, I don't see what's wrong. Bro, he hates it. Look at this. They did this to provoke him. Why? Corrupting creation. Provoke Yahuwah Alua. Miscegenation. Creation is distinct. To provoke Yahuwah, and Alua saw the whole earth, and it was corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted its way on earth, all men and all animals. My. Well. So we have another witness. Now we're going to keep looking, because there's another verse in here where it talks about these hybrids. Okay? And we're going to read a little bit more about them so we can get another scriptural piece of evidence in regards to these strange animals and these hybrids. All right? So let me pull up the next one. It's going to be Jasher. I believe it's 36. Jasher 36. So let's go there next. Jasher 36. All right. So let's just go up here. I'm going to just go to the index so it's easier to get to it. All right. So Jasher 36. Okay. And we're going to start off at verse 30, just for a little context here. All right. So this is talking about some of Esau's descendants. Okay. So it says, and there was a day that he brought them to one of the deserts on the seashore, opposite the wilderness of the people. And I'm reading verse 30 to those who don't know. I'll highlight it so you can see it right here. The wilderness of the people. And while he was feeding them, behold, a very heavy storm came from the other side of the sea and rested on the asses that were feeding there, and they all stood still. And afterward, about 120 great and terrible animals came out from the wilderness at the other side of the sea. So there was a great storm, and these weird creatures came out of nowhere. And you're going to see these are not normal animals. You're going to see that in a second. Let's keep reading. And they all came to that place where the asses were, and they placed themselves there. Now, here's where these animals are described. And the animals from their middle downward were in the shape of the children of men. So downward, they had a man's body. The middle downward was the shape of men. And from their middle upward had the likeness of bears and the likeness of kephas. Now, I have no idea what a kepha is. I've tried to look this up in the Hebrew, but there's no Hebrew Jasher, so there's no way to know what this actually is. I mean, unless you know what I'm saying, can find the Ge'ez version and tell me what the Ge'ez says, which is what the Ethiopians have preserved. But if you don't have that, it's hard to really know what it actually is. So I can't tell you what it is, but these are probably definitely some type of hybrid creature. So it said the likeness of the kephas with tails between them from between their shoulders. So these creatures, they had tails between their shoulders. This is some corrupted species right here. Reaching down to the earth. So they had tails between their shoulders, reaching down to the earth, like the tails of the Duchifas. Now, I don't know what this is either. I don't know what a Kefa is, and I don't know what a Tuchifa is. I have no idea. All right. And these animals came and mounted and rode on these asses and led them away, and they went away to this day. And one of these animals approached Anah and smote him with his tail, and then fled from that place. So this creature, it attacked one of Esau's descendants and killed him with its tail that is between his shoulders. Yeah. I mean, y'all looking at me like, bro, Yexer, is this for real? Yeah. I mean, it's in the book of Jasher. We know there was corruption. We know that there absolutely was corruption with the Genesis 6 and all these other things. But it's just interesting that it kind of reveals this in such a way. You know what I mean? It's very, 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 very crazy. But let's keep reading. And let's keep going. And we're going to go to Jasher 4 because I'm going to show you another example of this creature, another hybrid as well. And one of these animals approached Anah and smote him with his tail and then fled from that place. And when he saw this work, he was exceedingly afraid of his life, and he fled and escaped to the city. And he related to his sons and brothers all that happened to him. And many men went to seek the asses, but they could not find them. And Anah and his brothers went no more to that place from that following day, for they were greatly afraid for their lives. So these hybrids literally came up on them, stole their cattle, and rode off with them. And then they went and they reported what happened, and they never saw these creatures again. So this is kind of crazy, y'all. You know what I mean? It's indeed crazy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up my video from Patreon here real quick. And we still got a little bit of time. Let me see if the upload is done on the video here. Give me a sec. Okay, cool. So it's ready. All right. Real quick. I'm pretty much done here. I got to show y'all a couple more things and I'm going to jump off. Do y'all want me to do it at 3 or do y'all want me to do it sooner than 3? Because it's already ready to go. I have it set for 3, but I can change the time if y'all want it sooner. The video on the red already. I'll do 3. I'll do 3. So you guys got a little time. I'm going to jump off here in a few minutes. But let me pull up my video from Patreon real quick. And this video is not on YouTube. All right, you have to join Patreon in order to see it. But if you want to join, just wait until after Shabbat. Do not buy or sell on Shabbat. Bad, bad, bad. Don't do that. Even to support me, just wait until after. We're almost through Shabbat anyway. So just wait until after Shabbat. All right. But I'm going to show you a quick little example from my video on these hybrids. Give me a second. Let me pull it up. Just a little preview. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of a preview. All right, here. Barak Yahuwah. All right. Pull this up here. Okay. All praises to the highest, Yahuwah. Barak Yahuwah. All right, y'all. So let me mute the music here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up this video. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the video from Patreon, just a little bit of it. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. You got to definitely join to see all of it, but I'm going to just show you a little bit of it. All right. So let's go back here. So another place where you find another hybrid is Jasher 61. I'm going to read that to you, and then I'm going to go ahead and actually, you know what? Here, I'll just show you in the video itself. So let me share my screen. All right. So this is from my Patreon, and it was like a 3-hour documentary that I did on human-animal hybrids. So this is me explaining that there was another hybrid, okay? And actually Esau's son killed it. So let me play this here. Let me make sure the sound's on. All right. And no fair use is needed because this is actually my video, so no worries about everybody be like fair use. It's okay. This is from Patreon. This is my property, so no need for fair use. All right, here we go. And he looked, and behold, a large animal was devouring the ox. From the middle upward, it resembled a man that laid with Yashar again, or Yashar, and we are going to read chapter 61, verses 12 through 15. Now, Esau's son, Eliphaz, who had a son named Zepho, has an experience with another one of these hybrid animals, human-animal hybrids. Let's read about that. And when Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, now remember, Eliphaz is the son of Esau that laid with Timnah, the Horite, and brought about Amalek. The son of Eliphaz saw that Angeas despaired of going forth to battle him with the Egyptians. Zepho fled from Angeas from Africa, and he went and came home unto Kittim. Now remember, Kittim is Rome. We've talked about this many times. And all the people of Kittim received him with great honor, and they hired him to fight their battles all the days. And Zepho became exceedingly rich in those days, and the troops of the king of Africa still spread themselves in those days. And the children of Kittim assembled and went to Mount Cupsia on account of the troops of Angeas, king of Africa, who were advancing upon them. And it was one day that Zepho lost a young heifer, and he went to seek it, and he heard it lowing around the mountain. And Zepho went, and he saw, and behold, there was a large cave at the bottom of the mountain, and there was a great stone there at the entrance of the cave. And Zepho split the stone, and he came into the cave, and he looked, and behold, a large animal was devouring the ox. From the middle upward, it resembled a man, and from the middle downward, it resembled an animal. And Zepho rose up against the animal and slew it with his swords. So Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, Esau's grandson, comes across another one of these human-animal hybrids in a cave, eating the bloody flesh of one of his animals. He kills this animal, and we see, once again, another passage proving these hybrid beings that existed. Now, all of this is going to make sense as we move through this documentary. I'm going to show you guys some. All right, I'm going to fast forward a little bit more.
It's already been tested. It's already been perfected. It's being rolled out. You're not given the real technology. You're not given the real life.
Did you hear that?
Okay, I can't show this. This is Harry Potter footage. And Harry Potter, bro, listen. The more I study, and understand more things, the more I'm realizing Harry Potter shows a lot of truth. It shows about these serpent bloodlines, like this boy right here, Draco Malfoy. He's from the serpent bloodline, blonde hair, blue eyes. His dad, same way. They are the pure bloodline of the serpent race. Okay, the reptilian serpent race. All right. So I found that to be interesting. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit here because I want to show you guys something here. So you are going to see hybrids very soon. Now, this is the satyr. Remember how I talked about the goat man? All right. Or the people with the ram horns with the body of a man. All right. You see, the Bible is true, family. You just have to be able to understand what the scriptures are revealing. The goat man. And that's one of the things that one of the rams that they got for miscegenation to create what? The satyr. And Mount Shire means hairy, shaggy goat. And who do the white people worship? The hairy, shaggy goat, the Baphomet. So interesting.
Creepy uncle archetype. The biggest influence of the faun was probably the Panez, which, as you may have heard from their name, were the children.
Because when it comes to Dr. Fauci and what we know about COVID, we're just beginning to find out, right? We're at the tip of the iceberg in terms of uncovering what was really going on with gain of function research. And the whole sort of smokescreen of the Wuhan lab really obscures the fact that Dr. Fauci and the NIH through NIAID had been funding gain of function research for years. And there's a lot of money that's missing here. And there's another US agency that's missing from this equation. It's called DARPA, which is the Defense Research Agency. So what were DARPA and Dr. Fauci and the NIH doing with gain of function and various other programs like this one, which we know so little about? And this is really the moment now for a reckoning. This is
here. Hey, click here. Bye-bye.
Okay, that's not AI. People saying, oh, this is AI. Is this AI? Because I showed a whole bunch of videos of what I believe to be real hybrids. And like I said, if you look up Plum Island, they have been doing this for a long time, bro. This is an old video. Imagine how far they've come in 2026. I'm just saying, in the Gregorian year 2026, imagine how much further they've gotten, bro. They're over here. The children of Lucifer are doing as Yahusha said. The days of Noah, family. It's the days of Noah.
大家睇清楚啊！你睇嗰啲古學怪資，啱啱上。
你知白怪啦，咁你咁神奇嘅嘢有啊！
大家睇睇睇，象鼻、雞嘴、人面豬。
Hold on,
誒，都做各種啲過食奶啊，飲奶啊。
Step on it, homie. I am not about to jack up my shoes with an abomination on the bottom of my sneaker. Heck no, bro. Bro, I wouldn't want to touch that thing. And this heathen, he touching all on this nasty abomination. It's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to pull out that thing. All right? I don't want to touch it. I wouldn't want to touch this nasty, disgusting abomination. I'm throwing rocks at it. I'm chucking rocks. I'm chucking bricks. I'm pulling out that thing. Plop, 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 plop. Okay? I'm going to bring judgment on that abomination. I'm going to bring a judgment on that abomination like boom, boom, boom. Yexer going to bring a judgment on that abomination like boom, 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 boy. Judgment on the heathen like boom, 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 boom. That's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? Just 3 bullets. Boom, boom, boom. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a wrap. All right? No more conspiracy theory because it's dead. It's dead. Oh, he's dead. I told you he's dead. I told you what I tell you he dead. All right, we're going to keep going because there's more examples of this. There is more examples of this. I showed a few, you know what I'm saying, and in this video. So I'll show you a few more examples. I'm gonna get off of here soon, but I'm just trying to show y'all, if you want to say it's AI, they've been doing this. They've been doing this.
And the face, that this isn't any one of those creatures, it's something entirely of its own. Now, that instance would be strange enough if that was the only case, but then a year later, this creature washes up on shore. Once again, an unidentified creature with multiple features resembling different animals. It absolutely looks like some type of hybrid creature. I find it intriguing that we can see
Somebody
in the picture
said
there's a
Bigfoot.
fly on it.
Listen, this is what a lot of people do not understand. Bigfoot is the white man. Bigfoot came from the Nephilim, the Neanderthal. Who you call the wild man or the beast man, that is the so-called Caucasian. Look, let me show you. That's why they have Neanderthal DNA. They are descendants of these creatures. They're not even fully human because they have Neanderthal DNA. Because they come directly from the beast man or the Neanderthal. And I did a video. See, a lot of people, it's clear to me a lot of people have not seen Esau and the Horites. So I'm about to drop the link to that. But look, this right here is the wild man or the beast man or the Horites, which are these Caucasian looking individuals with shaggy hair all over their body. They wear the olive branch around their head, just like the Romans and the Greeks. Look at this. These hairy men and hairy women, that is the so-called Caucasian of today. All right. That's why when you look at people with hypertrichosis, which is hair all over their body, it is typically found in white people. All right. Caucasians are said to be way more hairier than the Negro is. All right. Here's another example of the wild man or the beast man. Okay. A hairy, you know what I'm saying, individual. Some of them had tails. All right. And they all lived in caves, as the Caucasians do. So when we're talking about Bigfoot, we're talking about the Yeti. You might as well just say the fallen seed. This right here, the Caucasian. All right. They don't like talking about that because they don't like talking that they descend from the Nephilim, but they admit it themselves. All right. They admit that they descend from the so-called gods, which are fallen angels. All right. Here's another one. Look at the red, shaggy hair. You will not find no woolly-haired caveman. You will not find no woolly-haired Negro. We do not typically have hair all over our bodies. I mean, unless there's been like some intermixing, obviously, if you got some of those genes. But if you look at African people who have no mixing, notice that they don't have hair all over their body. Go look at the indigenous Black African tribes that, you know, obviously haven't been enslaved, and notice how they have bare bodies. Like if you look at the ancient Kemetic people, you know what I'm saying? No hair all over their bodies. They're melanated, healthy people with no hair all over their body, no shaggy hair on their body, no shaggy hair texture. You got to understand that these genes that some people have inherited is due to, at some point, these recessive genes being introduced into a gene pool somewhere in somebody's lineage, right? And it's not your fault if, like I said, a brother, he wrote me on the Curse of Canaan film, and he was asking me, well, I was born with a 6 finger, but I'm Black. Both of my parents are from the Caribbean. Does that mean I'm a Nephilim? I said, definitely not, because you can have some of these traits from the Nephilim, right? You can have, you know what I'm saying, hair on your body. I've seen, you know, images on Google of like Negroes who are very, very hairy. You can see that. But that's because these recessive genes were introduced. We know Jamaicans went into slavery. I mean, look at Bob Marley. That man is a descendant of the colonizer who raped his mother. All right. These nasty Neanderthals go and they mix with the Adamic seed so they can corrupt and introduce those recessive genes. That's why they just have a desire to grape, as the Nephilim did, to grape the animals, for the fallen angels to grape those daughters of Cain, just to grape and violate and introduce this recessive gene, these recessive genes that they have. And they do it to animals too. To them, it's about power, dominance, and control. The reason why they prefer children and why they prefer animals is because they're less likely to cry out. They're less likely to call out for help. And they do it to our women because they know that this system protects them. Let me show you something. Kind of disturbing, but I always got to show the proof. There's an old book. And this is what I'm saying. It's just the nature of these people. These Neanderthals is just wickedness, period. There was a book that was written called When Grape Was Legal. And it's about how white men knew that when it came to violating our women, they had a system that was meant to protect them. Now, when black men were falsely accused of graping their women, whether it was true or not, they would be able to unalive a Negro, you know what I'm saying, do all type of evil to him, even with no proof. So look, let me show you this. Check this out. I showed this and I read a bit excerpt from it in Who Are the Biblical Israelites video. And honestly, I think I need to do a re-upload of that one for sure at some point. Look at this. When grape was legal. All right. The untold history of SEX violence during slavery. All right. White men knew that when it came to repercussions for what they do to our women, there's no consequence, which is why they did what they did, because they're like, well, that's my property. I can do whatever I want. Now, let's say that they saw a white woman looking at a Negro slave and just seeing his build and lusting after him. See, again, white people have always had this insecurity about black men and an obsession with what's going on down there. And that's why most white people, they tell their people, their women, their daughters, do not mix with black people. And if a white woman says she's been with a black man, what do? They don't want nothing to do with that white person. You know why? Now, they say it's because you're tainted. The real reason why, y'all know why. They can't compete, bro. All right? Let's just be honest. They cannot compete. When it comes to a black man and it comes to them, they can't compete. I don't need to go further. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We're all adults here for the most part. I don't need to go no further than that. They use the excuse that person, this white woman is tainted because she's been with a black man. But in actuality, their fear is she will never like fully accept them in that way because she's been with a black man. And I don't support that or nothing. But they know the issue with white men and their inferiority when it comes to black men in general. Call her a mud shark, right? Disrespect their own women because, I mean, maybe, you know what I'm saying, that just happened. Right. And like I said, I don't support this. I do not support mixing with them, being with them. Look at what they are, bro. Of course not. But I'm just saying, in those instances where that has happened, white men are the most fragile, most weak, most, emotionally, mentally, psychologically unstable individuals when it comes to a white woman admitting she's been with a black man. They can't handle that. They can't compete with that. And that's exactly why, to get back at us, they do this to our women. It all stems from their insecurities. All right? So, they are like the descendants. They are just like the Nephilim because they come from them. So their nature is just the same. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. That's why white men are creating hybrids. Let's look at a few more examples, and I'm going to get off of here soon. I mean, I could chill with y'all until it's time to go to the next show. I can show y'all more stuff about the hybrids. So we'll chill until the next show. Matter of fact, let me drop the link because it's ready to go. So let me drop the link for you guys here real quick. Give me 1 second, family. I got you. Give me 1 second here. Now that the video's ready to go, I can drop the link for you guys so we can all be there. Let me refresh this real quick. We'll look at some more videos about these hybrids from Patreon, a little bit more of that video. And then I'm going to drop the link so you guys, so we can just, as soon as this is over, I'll hold out you guys, you know what I'm saying, until it's time for that to start. And then we'll jump on over there and then we'll watch that together. Okay. All right. So let me get the link ready. I'm going to go ahead and put this video back up for my Patreon, and we'll watch a little bit more about these hybrids since that's what we're talking about today. All right. Let me get the link here and we'll watch this. No sound. Hold on. Let me fix it. Let me fix this. There we go. All right. Here we go, fam.
The island The Long Island autopsy report said that he was a black male about 6 feet tall with a large build and very long fingers. Then in 2012, another creature washes up on shore in Manhattan. This is dubbed the...
Okay, now he is saying that there was a giant who was a black male with very, very long fingers. I have not seen any evidence of this. But there's plenty of evidence of blue-eyed, blonde-haired giants. And I noticed when it comes to Caucasians, they don't like admitting the giants were white. I've noticed that about them. They acknowledge the Nephilim. They acknowledge Genesis 6. They acknowledge Enoch. But they don't like to admit that the Nephilim were white. They don't like admitting that. They don't. And like I said, you have tall black people as like the Dinka tribe, and I proved already they are genetically gifted to be tall people. The Most High, he created them that way. Barak Yahuwah for his creation, all his creation, the people he made, right? But they don't like to admit that the Nephilim were white. Go watch every single person that's Christian or white or Caucasian talking about the Nephilim, and they don't like to admit they're white. There was one guy who did, and I showed the video of him a few times, but I just noticed they never get deep into that. And that's why, like I said, we got to bring it out because they don't want to paint themselves as the bad guy. It's like if y'all descend from the Nephilim, y'all are off top going to be destroyed. Just like they don't like to admit they're Esau, Edom. There's just certain things they not going to do. They want you to be Ham. They want you to be cursed, even though Ham is still a creation of the Most High. But they don't want to be the ones the Most High got nothing but smoke for. So they jump around that and say, well, I'm going to blackwash the Nephilim now. Where are black Nephilim? Where? I want to see it. Where is the black Neanderthal beast man? Everything I've seen of the wild man is pale, pasty, shaggy, unseasoned, like, oh, yeah. Living in caves, just like the Horites. Hey, Xer, was the fallen angels so-called black? I believe they were black originally, but when they fell, they lost their melanin. They lost that glory. They lost that signature of the creator when they fell. Much like when you think about Cain and him being cursed with pale skin, same thing. The pale skin is a sign of the curse. Let me show you that verse real quick. And like I said, I always be showing these things, but I know some people that haven't seen these. So I just always show people the people who haven't seen the rest of them. And we're going to get back to the video in a minute, but I just want to show this person this real quick. So Cain, when he was cut off from the Adamic lineage, he was also cursed with pale skin. Let me pull that up real quick. All right. Barak Yahuwah. I always have it ready. So it's like when people ask me, I could just show you. And it's in the book of Adam and Eve, which they removed also. Like I said, when you start looking into things and trying to understand why so much has been removed, a lot of it has to do with them not wanting you to know it's about them. Let's see here. All right. Children of Cain. Okay. So let me pull up this this verse from the book of Adam and Eve. And this is chapter 77. Check this out. Remove this. Let's look at this real quick. Adam and Eve, book 1, chapter 77, 24 through 28. And Cain came down from the altar, and his color changed, and with a sad face, and came to his father and mother, and told them all that had befallen him. And Adam grieved much, because Eluah had not accepted Cain's offering. So his color changed. And let me give one more example of this. This is the book of Lamech of Cain. I always show these in the same order. All right. Here's another witness. Cain, the father of Lamech, who was marked with leprous whiteness. For Yahuwah said, whoever slays Cain shall have vengeance visited upon their head sevenfold as Abel's blood cries from the ground. The same leprous whiteness was made a sign that was visited upon all care them. Okay, so he was cursed with pale skin. All right, so I believe if we're talking about the signature of the Most High, and everything that connects us to him, including the other Adamic descendants, pale skin is a sign of the curse of the fallen angels and the people today being connected to them. And Barak Yahuwah, man, a lot of our people are waking up. How many of you guys know Sister Carrie Ann Giddens? How many of y'all know who she is? Give me a 1 if you're aware of her. Give me a 2 if you don't. You may not know her by name, but when I show you, you're going to see it. You're going to recognize who I'm talking about. And at first I was kind of unsure about her because she was like saying things and you know, all of these other things, but it was just kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, I don't know what she's talking about and this and that and so on and so forth. It was like kind of weird, but okay, some of y'all know who she is. Okay, so she's like a prophet. She calls herself a prophet, and that's kind of like when people call themselves prophets, I'd be kind of like a little hesitant about that because I'm just like, you don't keep the law, you don't preach keeping the law, and you're calling yourself a prophet. Every prophet told us to keep the law. But anyway, she's coming out and she's talking about these white people being the fallen seed. So I'm like, our people are waking up. Now, I haven't watched her for a while, so I don't know if she's been saying this, but when I first started watching her, she wasn't saying it like that. But I think now she's coming into this understanding. So let me pull her up real quick. Give me a second. Let me take this down. All right. So this is Carrie Ann Giddens. All right. And she was talking about these fallen angels and all this other stuff. So let me fast forward.
Burkina Faso is doing well. We know that they have a very, very good president. So what if Trump decides for no reason, right, go into Burkina Faso and overthrow with his military Ibrahim Traore? What would you say? Would you say, oh yes, Trump? No, you wouldn't say that, would you? You wouldn't say that. You'll be licking out. You'll be saying, oh, Trump is wicked. But you're not saying that concerning Venezuela. And that's hypocritical. And that's double-minded. And the Most High is going to hold people accountable for being a hypocrite. Why is Donald Trump doing this? There's various reasons which I'm going to break down. All right? Okay. So let's look at the natural. So the reason why, one of the natural reasons why he's doing this is because of the oil business. Because and Babylon, UK become rich because they stole. And what you see happen in Venezuela, that's exactly how they go around the world and invade people's land. And how is it that the UN and the civil rights are just sitting back and not saying anything? That's what you have to look at. Nobody's saying, well, not that I've seen the news or anything like that, but nobody is, hitting out and saying anything too tough. One and two might be saying, oh, Trump is wicked, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. But nobody has drawn up a plan and come up with a plan and said, oh, we're going to, question Babylon US of the way that they enter into Venezuela. And you see, you, Trinidad and Tobago, I'm calling you out. I've done a prophetic video. Yes, Lord. I've done a prophetic video on Trinidad and Tobago. And you see, you, Trinidad and Tobago, you see, you guys over there and your prime minister, right? And your leaders. And you see how some of you are gloating. Some of you are happy. What happened to Venezuela? Well, Babylon US is going to turn around. And I've given the vision already. I've given the prophecy already about Trinidad and Tobago. What was the prophecy? The prophecy was they're going to release a chemical in the atmosphere over Trinidad and Tobago. Many will be sick. Many will be unalive. This is what they're going to do because they're going to turn against. So you, Trinidad and Tobago, think that Babylon US is your friend. They ain't. These are fallen angels. Satan cannot have friends. So you are barking. So you are barking up the wrong tree and you're picking on the wrong side because you're going to feel it. It's true. And I've done the video concerning Trinidad and Tobago, but this video isn't about Trinidad and Tobago, but I felt led to just throw my 2 pence in what I see concerning Trinidad and Tobago and their stand concerning their neighbor, Venezuela. All right, so we know about the oil business. Now, what second thing why Trump is doing what he's doing, he's got to destabilize as many countries as...
Okay, we'll stop there. But she knows it. And she said in the video, I don't know exactly where it was, but she says that these white people, these Caucasians, the fallen seed. I talked about the Cabbage Patch Babies and these NPCs. They are the host of these Nephilim spirits. Caucasians are the host of that. And that's why we talked about melanin being a covering. But that's why they're more subservient to psychopathic behavior and, becoming serial killers and things like that. Because they don't have the melanin protection and the melanin covering, the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim easily influence them than it does us, right? And that's why I say being around them is the worst thing you can do, because you will start picking up their behavior. You will start acting like they do, living as they do, to make you corrupt like them. The only path forward for Negroes is to distance from the children of the devil in every way possible. Now, if you work with them, you got a job, you got white people around, I'm talking about stop being friends with them. Stop hanging out with them. Stop leaving your children around them. Stop calling them Ak. Stop calling them Akuth. Call them what they are. Shadim, demons. Nafalizara. Nafalizara. Arashi Nafalizara. The fallen seed. They are the fallen seed, bro. And that's what our people have to understand. That's why they're more prone to the behavior you're seeing right now. These people are NPCs, not human, moved by the spirits of their forefathers, the Nephilim. They are the host bodies of these Nephilim spirits. Their only intention is evil. Somebody said not Ak. You said not Ak. Okay, look, if you, okay, I thought you were saying like no to me, like we shouldn't delineate, we shouldn't separate from these people. Yeah, they're not your brother and they're not your sister. They are of their father, the devil. They are your mortal enemies. But they are the host of these Nephilim spirits. And they can get into melanated people, which is what I think is going on with these celebrities and why they look so dead. But they got to do a whole ritual to get inside black bodies. They got to do enough rituals to be able to inherit black bodies. But white people, it's in their nature from the jump. What was that book fragment about Cain being leprous? It's called the Book of Lamech, Lamech, Lamech of Cain. The Book of Lamech of Cain. Because, there's two Lamechs. There's a righteous Lamech, who was the father of Noah. And then there's the wicked Lamech, who comes from Cain. So the Book of Lamech of Cain is what it's called. All right? So I just want to show you that. But let's get back to this video about the hybrids. I'm going to just chill with y'all until it's time for the next show. And let me get the link, actually. So let me pull up the video, bring the video back. We'll watch a little bit more of it. And I'm going to go ahead and jump over here and get the link for you guys so we can be ready to go when it's time. All right? Shabbat shalom, everybody that's joining in. I appreciate you joining us on this Yafayum.
Manhattan monster. Similar in appearance to the other creatures, it looks like a pig or a dog or something along these lines with a face that definitely doesn't resemble any of those. The New York Parks Department claims that it was a pig left over from a cookout, but I don't know anybody who cooks a pig at a cookout, buries it, and then doesn't eat it.
As has been discussed, the mixing of man has already begun, which leads into the next topic related to genetic engineering, and a term that has been used within the included videos, chimera. In modern science, the term chimera is used to describe organisms containing a mix of genetically distinct tissues or cells, often resulting from experimental manipulation. Examples of hybridization begin first with embryos. Scientists have created chimeric embryos by combining human cells with those of animals for research purposes. One example involves injecting human-induced pluripotent stem cells into animal embryos, such as pigs or sheep, to study early human development and disease mechanisms. Second is xenotransplantation. Xenotransplantation involves transplanting animal organs, tissues, or cells into humans to treat organ failure or disease. Scientists are working on creating chimeric animals with humanized organs, such as pigs, to reduce the risk of rejection when transplanted into humans. And third, humanized mice. Researchers create mice with humanized immune systems by engrafting human immune cells or tissues into immunodeficient mice. These humanized mice serve as valuable models for studying human immune
All right, I'm going to
responses.
fast forward. How many of you guys are familiar with the show called Sweet Tooth on Netflix? Give me a 1 if you're familiar with that show or heard of it, or maybe it came up in a conversation or somebody told you, have you seen that new show, Sweet Tooth? If you haven't heard of it, give me a 2. Give me a 1 if you have heard of it. Sunshine says she's heard of it. Okay. DW, he's heard of it. Black to My Roots hasn't heard of it. Renaya hasn't heard of it. Natural Boutique has heard of it. Humble Gardens heard of it. Lady Warrior hasn't. Okay, so a good chunk of y'all have not heard of it. Okay, let me show you. Abigail's heard of it. Adar's heard of it. Renee Yahoo has heard of it. Okay. So let me show y'all what it is to those who don't know. Shout out to the people who do. So basically, it's a show, right? And let me show you some of the characters in the show. Now, let me tell you, this is nothing but conditioning, all right, for something to come. Let me show you something here. This is the show right here. Let me pull it up here. Sweet Tooth. And this show is about these hybrids, these human-animal hybrids. Like you got this deer boy right here, right? And all the characters in this film are half human and half animal. Well, at least the main characters. You have regular humans and then you have hybrids. So you can see the children with like antlers and animal ears and stuff like that. Now, like this boy, he's half elephant. This girl right here, I think she's like half pig. So, and of course, they got the black girl playing the pig. Anyway. So in this show, these hybrids come out of nowhere. Okay? After a so-called pandemic, these hybrids just start popping up out of nowhere. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because they were doing an experimentation. They were doing an experimentation where they were having real, like a hybrid baby. They were having like a hybrid baby, and they were testing people's reactions to seeing a hybrid. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that real quick. This actual experimentation. It's like they're testing the waters. So when these creatures show up, and look, I'm going to show you some more hybrids in a minute. But before I do, and these things are disgusting to look at, to be honest. They make my blood run cold, like ill, just disgusted. But let me show you from this experiment that they did with this. Give me a second here. Okay, it's like right around here. Now, somebody mentioned the platypus earlier, and I've said many times I do not believe the platypus was created by Yahuwah. I believe that that is an example of a creature that was created back in the days of Noah that was not meant to be. And they created this abomination, which is, we talked about the fallen angels and everything that they've created. All right, so look, let me show you this quick experimentation video here that they did. All right, give me 1 sec here. Okay, it's going to be right here. Okay, Barak Yahuwah. So let me go ahead and show you guys this video here. All right, and like I said, I just think this is just conditioning for something. This is conditioning for something you are about to very soon see. So let me go ahead and pull this up here now. Barak Yahuwah. All right, check this out. And I'm going to drop the link before I go. I'm just waiting for it to show up. So give me a sec. All right, so check this out. This is the experimentation they did with these hybrids. Now, this is not real. It's obviously fake, but it seems like they're conditioning the masses using this. So take a look.
These verses branch into various subjects, some of which have been previously discussed on this channel in reference to the identity and relation of stars. The bottomless pit, its location, its opening, the Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, and the identity of Apollyon are best saved for a separate video.
Hey, what happened to that? Oh my God.
Did you have a good nap? Oh, good. Okay, buddy. Hi. Oh my God. This is Oscar.
I have never seen anything like this in my entire life in any spectrum of humans.
Oh wow, so different.
Wow.
It's real.
Yeah.
Per l'amore di Dio, Padre, Figlio e Spirito Santo.
So is he like an owl mixed with just a normal kid?
Wow, look at that.
They're soft,
They're
huh?
soft.
Like how old?
What does he eat?
I think he might get made fun of.
Oh my God.
I would stand up for him because it's not right to bully people just because they're different in their own ways.
What would you do or say?
I don't think I've ever seen anyone like Oscar before. Is it
Oscar,
hungry?
he's very
He's
friendly.
even human. I would pamper him and spoil him and take him around the world.
So can he fly it?
Not quite yet. We're working on it.
We're reaching out to me with his wings of love.
Bro, white people are weird, bro. The white people are so, only white people would say something like that, y'all. I mean, I know I keep my foot on their neck, but it's always white people that embrace the weird of the strange, of the weird of the bizarre. It is always them, bro. They love wickedness. And you see a black man with a snake around him, guarantee he probably with a white woman. See what I'm saying? We gotta separate from these people, man. We gotta separate from these people. Yes, call fire from the highest. Gara ashi. Gara ashi. Gara ashi. Avya ua gara ashi. Gara ashi. I'm calling fire. Call my fire from heaven, Father. Gara ashika. Father, I call your fire. Gara ashika bashamayim. Gara ashika shamayim. Avya ua. Okay, I'll start rebuking that thing in Hebrew. Yahuwah ga'arata. Yahuwah ga'arata. That's what that is. It's an abomination, bro. But look at the white people. Look how willing they are to embrace this experimentation. White people are going to be the main ones on board when you start seeing hybrids. And yes, I believe they are coming. This is conditioning right here. That's why in the video I said eat 'em programming.
What is that?
I think he looks cool.
They called them hybrids, your kind. They don't like you because you're different. You have to be brave.
That's the show. All right. So what are they conditioning the masses for? Los Angeles. Yes, of course. I mean, that's like ground one for every agenda. Is always usually starts with like the blue, you know what I'm saying? If you think about California and New York, you look at end times movies and stuff like that. It's always New York and California where all the ground zero. I mean, what do you think about the pandemic? Where did it start mostly? California and New York. It's always going to be these really, really big cities that they roll out these agendas and you know, and they know that a lot of the people in those states are most likely to receive that. Now, I think it'd be a lot different if we were in Texas. It'd be a lot different if you're in Florida. It's more conservative. So they would be like, wait a minute. Even though, you know what I'm saying, they seem to ignore all the abominations that their people do, regardless if you want to say it's Democrat or Republican, doesn't really matter because there's white people doing white people stuff. But look how quick they were to embrace them. That's just, it just speaks to, you know, how much more willing they are to accept these abominations because they don't know the creator versus us who know our Father and know that these people embrace this because they are hybrids themselves. They are not fully human. So they have a love for the strange. Okay, cool. Let me get the link. I'm gonna drop the link right now because it's about to start in a few. All right, red or ruddy does not mean white. Let me drop that in the chat now. So before we go, I'm gonna show you a few more videos of something different. Red or ruddy does not mean white. Okay. All right, I'm dropping a link right now, fam. It's going to be starting at 3 o'clock, and there's no countdown, so I think it's going to just jump right into it. So be sure to be there as soon as I jump off. So before I go, let me just show. So we're talking about now. If you want to watch the rest of the Patreon video, you got to join. I just wanted to show y'all we got there's a lot of content over there I don't have on here that gets into deep stuff. So if y'all like that kind of stuff, bro, definitely join. But wait until after Shabbat. Now, I have a couple more videos I want to show you guys real quick before I go. So there are also these videos of these creatures in the sky. We talked about Phantasmata, right? Well, check this out.
Dementor! Do you see him? I don't know what that is. Maybe it's be lightning. I'll tell you what that is, Michael. That's Dementors.
Look at it again.
Dementor! Do you see him?
What is that? These white people, the children of Lucifer, have opened up a gateway, and now deities are just roaming the earth. Okay? So we are going to start seeing some very strange things. Somebody on a plane. Look. What is that? Whoa. Yeah, bro. There are some things that have been released into this world, family. Let's look at another one.
What the hell? Hey, what is that? Look, it's just moving. What am I looking at? Scary. Hey.
This clip from May 10th of this year captures what appears to be an entity trying to enter somebody's house late at night. This video has been going viral in the last few days because there are people trying to figure out exactly what this entity is and what it's looking for. Most people are comparing it to the Dementors from the movie Harry Potter. In these movies,
and the Dementor is in the film Harry Potter. All right, let's look at that real quick. Just so I can, so I'm saying, somebody said in the chat, shout out to you. They show you a lot of truth in movies. Yes, that's what I've been telling people. I don't look at movies like, oh, this is just some fiction. I'm like, what are they trying to program us with? What are they preparing us for? So let's look at a Dementor in Harry Potter. And you can see they're showing you the truth. And the thing about these creatures in Harry Potter is they are meant to suck your soul out. So I imagine these creatures will be targeting the people with the seasoning, the people with the soul, the people with a connection to the creator. Because there's a people on this earth who don't have one. But then there's a people who do. All right? So let me show you this, fam. Let me show you this. So I just went ahead and pulled up the Dementor from Harry Potter. And look, what do you see? In the film, Dementors. These shaggy, cloak, like just like that. It's not what you just saw in the sky. And look what they do. They suck your soul out. No diddy. Okay? So I find this to be so interesting. The programming, look at that. They suck your soul out. Well. Oh, my. In case you think that this stuff is AI and it's not real, you have to explain Baruch mentioning Phantasmata. And actually, one more thing. Let me see if I can pull up one more thing about this Project Bluebeam, because Project Bluebeam, that has a lot to do with a lot of what you're going to see as well. I've talked about Project Bluebeam before on here plenty of times. Actually, I have a video on it that went real deep. But just in case you believe Project Bluebeam is not real, let me just show you something here real quick. Some people are like, I don't believe in that, Yexer. I don't believe in no Project Bluebeam. Why would they do that? Oh, it's got everything to do with this end times deception and the strong delusion. I'm going to be done here in a sec. Okay. We got a few minutes to the thing starts. Check this out. Now, this is real and has been on here on the internet long before there was AI. Look at this right here. A lot of people are going to be fooled, especially Christians. Take a look. You think you're not going to be fooled? You think a lot of our people going to believe that they're not going to fall for the great delusion? Look at this. This is not real, but it looks like it, doesn't it? Now, I believe this was done with a holographic projector, but look how real it looks. So it'll be real easy. Look, you got white Jesus. You can have a white Jesus, a bunch of angels coming from the sky and all of that, right? But right here in your face, you got this taking place right now. Oh, my family. Oh, my. So listen, don't let them make you think that technology is not a lot further along than they want you to think. They want you to think AI is not as advanced as, right now what you're seeing, is not something that is not more advanced than you think it is. It's very advanced. They just want you to think it's just something that's just beginning, something that's just starting out, and it's not something way more deeper. Let me show you another example of something in Vegas. I think this is Vegas. Yeah. Check this out. Here's another example. This is just a simple light show that they did, but look how it looks, though. Look at this. If they can do this, they can fake an alien invasion. They can fake the return of JC. Come on, y'all. This stuff ain't no game. This fallen angel technology is way further along than you realize. We got 5 minutes till the show starts. Let me see if I can show you another one. I saw one with white Jesus. Let me see. And these white people were worshiping, like singing their little, you know what I'm saying, these songs, like little country bumpkin songs and stuff like that, because they really, here it is. So yes, the white man's image, the image of the beast, has everything to do with this deception. Check out these white people when they see the white Jesus in the sky, right? They see this pale white man. They see the Neanderthal in the sky, and they start worshiping and singing praises to the false white male Messiah. I got a new word for them, the cream beings. These cream beings, I like that. That's my thing. These cream beings are over here worshiping this fake image. But let me play it for y'all so y'all can see, bro. Oh, blessed Jesus. Oh, blessed be Jesus. Oh, blessed Jesus. It's a pale white man in the sky. It's a pale white man in the sky. Bro, these cream beans be wilding, gang. Hold on, wait. Let me play it again.
How many?
Right, I'm throwing tomatoes. I'm chucking rocks. I'm chucking tomatoes. Get out of here. Like, man, I don't believe in this cream being. I'm throwing rocks. I'm chucking rocks, homie. I'm chucking stones. All right? I'm chucking all kinds of things at this cream being in the sky for real, y'all. But she's like, oh, blessed Jesus. And this was filmed 7/12, so July 12th of last year.
Pastor, they're real clear in here. Look.
Yeah,
Look
you
at
can
that.
see them, can't you?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Well,
What a
you
wonderful.
have to put that on Facebook so we can all get it.
I'm going to. I definitely am.
Praise you, Jesus. Oh, I've never seen nothing like it in my life. Praise God.
Look way over yonder.
Man, I'll slap Jesus Christ, bro. I'll slap Jesus Christ, homie. And she talking about praise you, Jesus. Oh, praise you, Jesus. Oh, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. Oh, the white man in the sky. Oh, the great pale skin in the sky. Oh, praise you, Jesus. Oh, stop it, man. That man ain't real. That's why they got to make a fake, light, pale, white version of him. But see, everybody that follow this channel, they know what it is with JC. They know me and JC don't got a good relationship. So why they praising the white man in the sky?
What do you think I've seen? I
See a band of angels, Lord, they're coming after me. Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Ain't no grave gonna hold my body down when I hear that trumpet sound. Gonna get up out of the ground. Ain't no grave.
Look, they all off beat, bro. They can't find the rhythm, bro. One of them was trying to clap, and they realized they was off beat, so they just cut it out. I mean, bro, when it come to white Jesus, this is my game. This is what I'm on, bro. This pasty, translucent being is not Yahusha. Yector got smoke for JC. This is cringianity, family. This is cringianity, family. This is cringianity, family. Cringianity. 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 No, I'm just playing. Okay. All right, y'all. So that's it. I will definitely, when I see these strange occurrences, I will definitely be sure to cover it. Love your enemies. And see, this right here, this is Christianity right here. This is Christianity foolishness right here. Pray for your enemies and love them? Hell no. Hell no. That's exactly what the slave master uses. So when they're beating and raping our women, if we don't turn the other cheek, we go into hell. That's a weak person. They put words in Yahusha's mouth. Your people who look like you, they put words in Yahusha's mouth. Because did David pray for his enemies? No. He said, I hate them with a perpetual hatred. Hold on, let's pull that up. Have I not hated them? Have I not hated them with a perpetual hatred? And they were counted my enemies. See, this is Christianity, bro. They put words in Messiah's mouth so they can turn around and make you submit to them. So they can make you weak and bow down to them. Not happening, bro. Let's pull up that scripture. See, David hated his enemies. He didn't pray for them and he didn't love them. But yet the scriptures say he was a man after Yahuwah's heart. So is the Most High lying? Because the Most High made sure to put it in scripture. But Christianity didn't teach you that David hated his enemies. He did not love his enemies. He did not pray for his enemies. So you're telling me the Messiah who descends from David contradicted David's words, even though he quoted David several times? Huh? Okay, let's look at it. And actually, let me go to the Septuagint here. That's what I'm saying. Don't give me that Christianity stuff, bro. I'm not praying for my enemies. My enemies deserve destruction. And that is the fallen seed. That is all pale skins. All oppressors will be destroyed as it is written. All right. So let's look at this. Psalms 139. Okay, you talking about pray for our enemies, but is there a precept for that in Tanakh? Because Yahuwah said destroy our enemies. He said wipe them out and show them no mercy. And don't worry, we're going to start in a minute. I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to just show this witness and we done. I just want to show, because like I said, a lot of people, they want to push this Christian understanding on you, that you're supposed to pray for the oppressor. Not doing that. Our forefathers didn't do it, so why would I? Did Yahusha pray for the serpent seed, or did he rebuke them? Did he pray for the Pharisees, or did he rebuke them? Did he pray for the Romans, or did he rebuke them? Stop it. Right here. Look at this. Psalms 139. Have I not hated them with a perfect hatred? Or have I not hated them, O Yahuwah, that hate you, and wasted away because of your enemies? I have hated them with perfect hatred. They were counted my enemies. But you want to sit here and tell me the Messiah says pray for our enemies. That is a whole lie added by your people to justify the wickedness your people do. So you're not going to tell me what the scriptures say. You're not going to add to the word because that's what your people do. They sit here and lie. Okay? Somebody said Jesus was sinless. I don't believe in Jesus. And as a matter of fact, you're not welcome here anymore. We don't want you heathens coming here lying on the king, lying on Messiah, and lying on David. All right, you ain't going to lie on our people. Okay? And all you do is you come here and you sow these cords of the discord in this on this channel. I try to be nice and I gave you a chance last time you was on here, but I realized you're just another heathen trying to push your Christianity on our people. Never again. I'll see y'all at the stream. I'm gonna jump off of here. It should be starting right now. Let me just check it. Okay. The music is going right now. Let me drop the link again. I'm jumping off. See y'all there. Shalom. Links right here. See y'all over there. All right. Shalom.